Free from time, free to line, free to grind, free to fly, free to climb, free to strive, free to ride, free.
Welcome everybody to Liberation Talks. I'm your host, Cameron Sari. I'm here with Yusuph-Ulomi, the artist behind liberate-arts, the inspiration behind liberate-arts. And today we're going to be talking about why you should buy art, or why you should have art in your home. So, Yusuf, I wanted to talk about the importance of having art in your home and the importance of establishing a relationship with beauty. So, what do you think that means? What does that mean to you, like establishing a relationship with beauty?
To me, that's pretty much everything. That's the closest I can think of to the answer of what's the meaning to life. Which, in a way, like that question is the one question that we sort of, the only true question that really exists. And we sort of try to answer that question with so many things, down from the jobs we do, things we like, the music we listen to, and all that. And the majority of the things we do in our effort or attempt to answer that question, the mysterious question of what's the meaning to all this, happens to be art. It's just most of the times maybe we're not even aware of that fact. And I think this is partially due to the lack of emphasis of what encompasses art. And to me, like, at the personal level, even though art is available all throughout our lives, I mean, when you walk outside your door, odds are you will encounter something that is beautiful, that is artistic in its own form. Whether or not you're going to notice it, that's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it means, although the benefits of art are constantly there and readily available for everyone to reap those benefits,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of fulfilling their lives with this notion of beauty being the overall goal, the expression of beauty being the overall goal, and that there's no reason to search for meaning outside of themselves, because when they truly look deeply on who they are, they can't separate the idea of beauty in their own existence. So therefore, they're already expressing the meaning of life, which is beauty, which is art. And if you're not aware of that, then there's a disconnect between you and the purpose of existence, or to some extent, there's a disconnect between you and your life and the play that seems to be encompassing every single square inch of existence, and in that way, it's very easy to see that leading life that way, it's like going against the current. It's like every single hardship that you experience, you'll fully experience it just like everyone else, but there won't be any cushion to support you at those hard times because of your inability to see beyond and glimpse to that world of beauty that is always there. So, something shitty happens in your life, it's if you do not have that connection to the transcendent, which is the beauty, which is, it's constantly being expressed out here just by the fact that you're alive. If you don't see that, then it's easy to believe that yes, of course, I am actually in some deep shit, and then life sucks, you know? And to me, like, fully taking control of your life and the meaning that it upholds, or at least being aware of the meaning that your life upholds, entails having the access to the transcendent, and art is a gateway to it.
So are you saying that having art in your home will allow you to go through life's ups and downs a lot easier? Are you saying that it's has some sort of therapeutic benefits?
In a way, yes, that's what I'm saying. But what's nice is that having art in your home, that is almost like the final verification of your acknowledgement that there is that something transcendent, that there is something beyond the scene that I can connect to and somehow increase the meaning in my life and fulfill and enrich my life. So by the time you get to actually purchase an artwork, that means you would have already you've already considered that notion somehow, either simply by seeing something that you thought was beautiful and you had to have it, meaning it was so vibrant with beauty that it just came across you and you had to have it, or it was just, hey, let me just get this artwork, I've never done it before, let me do it for the first time. But either way, that already confirms that there was a spark inside, right?
Yeah.
That initiated that whole process of you having your art on the wall. Now, that idea that someone would have this notion that something that lies outside of them that is beautiful can enrich them, that in itself is already a belief. That's a seed, right? That's a seed that you're planting in your belief system. In that seed, basically, the plant of that seed is the idea that beauty can indeed liberate you from whatever state you happen to be at any given time. It's the idea that, oh, I was never into art, but all of a sudden I was walking down the street and something caught my eye and I had to have it because it's beautiful, So it's instantaneously that way. And I think, yes, by truly answering that call of something intriguing you, at the corner of your eye, you have answered the call to accepting beauty into your life, and that can make a difference when things are going bad, or not just necessarily when things are going bad, but it can also make a difference in the sense of that being the gateway to constantly allowing you to view the world through the filter of beauty, And that's what art can do, and indeed does. So just to show how powerful it is, it's the fact that it does that way before you've even purchased it. That's the whole idea of, like, you had that notion and then you decided, oh, I have to get it. I mean, before you even paid for it, it had the power to capture to truly intrigue you. And you said, yeah, I'm willing to be looking at that every day. That's almost like you relinquishing control of what's in front of you, relinquishing control of saying, yes, I'm willing to include this in my environment. And when you take a look of what your environment is really just an extension of who you are. It's an external, I guess, extension of your interior. So how you feel will and how you're organized mentally and where you are energetically and so forth will most of the times be reflected with your exterior. Because the exterior is nothing but the thought. I mean, the thoughts within your head. I mean, you put something in the room, you decide to put this chair by this corner because you thought of that. So anything that's outside of you is, knowing that, we can take another deeper, step into it and say what's outside of you is just you. Not even saying it's a projection. No, it's you. So then you can see how when you walk into someone's house and you see art on the wall, that's them, because you're not separate from your thoughts. Because you can do an even deeper analysis and say that what you really consider you is the thoughts that come out of this, conduit, which is your body, right? So really what happens is, when you include art in your world, what you're doing essentially is you're trying to integrate something that is outside of you, and you're trying to integrate it with what's inside of you. Because in the same way that what's outside of you can be created by what's inside of you, then if I alter what's outside, therefore I will alter what's inside. So when you know that you can use an element of being connected to beauty, being able to have a filter of seeing this, what Jordan Peterson calls it the sublime, right? If you think that's a worthy ideal or something to have, which really everybody should, and you don't have any means of doing that yourself, meaning, then looking into art and trying to include some sort of art form within your active existence is a good way of changing what's inside of you. Not necessarily changing, but integrating and adding, And it takes time. It takes time, just as it takes time for your thoughts to fully formulate into and essentially make, change those thoughts into actual physical things in this outside world,
So how should someone who has no experience with, or not even no experience, but how does someone who has had no experience with making an environment their own, or has never put any thought into beautifying their environment, how should someone go about starting to do that?
At first thing is really this could be really fun. In the way I do it is I first just look around and sort of daydream the perfect place that I would like to be in. All right, the perfect sort of house where I'm fulfilled, where it's really beautiful around. Because you've identified that you could use, a connection with beauty, a connection with you taking control of how your environment looks like. So then the next step is, what would I like my environment to look like? Then the first things you come up with, just pick out the little things and whatever images come in your mind. Maybe you see a bed that's nicely made. Then just pick your bed and nothing else and make sure your bed is made. Just make your bed. Then before you know it, now you have a perception. Now you're seeing yourself you're seeing an element of what used to be only your imagination of what is your dream. You're seeing it in real life right in front of you. And then little by little, you're gaining the confidence of the fact that you do indeed can change what's outside of you. And then as you're doing that, you're integrating the idea that, yes, I am beautiful. I am organized. My bed is beautiful. So when you see your bed is beautiful and your room is beautiful, it's really you affirm that it's you who's beautiful. Because what's outside of you is you. So get art.
Free the mind, free from time, free the line, free to grind, free to fly, free to climb, free to strive.